In the last vlog, I mentioned I'm going to start opening up some secrets to you guys earlier than I normally would, meaning sharing some in-development projects and products that are a little further away from completion than I would normally be willing to share, except I'm opening things up as much as I can on the vlog, and that includes what I spend my day-to-day time doing, and sometimes when it's not content, it's making stuff I want to share with you in this video. This is what I'm particularly excited about, and you've actually seen the first prototype. Now, this is the lineup of prototypes so far, not including the one in the other room that I've been working on. This is the very first version. Now, those of you who've watched the video where I made this know exactly what's going on here. This is my portable hobby box. And ever since I've made it, I've been using this thing all the time. It is so cool. I want to see if I can make something out of this. So, this was my initial prototype, and it was just based on what I had available to me at the time. The most useful thing, of course, is that the whole thing just packs up neatly, quickly, and when it unpacks, it's ready to use. Now, for someone who has very limited time, like me, that's very useful, but also for people who like to take their hobby or maybe have limited workspaces they can work on, this, I'm feeling, solves a lot of problems and creates a lot of flexibility and versatility. So this is the first modeled prototype of the box that we create for you guys. As you can see, it's 3D printed because when I made this, I didn't own a laser cutter. So I just did what I could with what I had, and again, it's pretty bloody amazing. This is a half scale, and this is my first prototype of something I thought could be potentially manufactured. From here, we started working in CAD software to make the iterated versions and prototypes to get to where we want to go. Now, as you might imagine, this is made with the laser cutter, which is actually the whole primary reason I got the laser cutter. I didn't just get the laser cutter to play with as a toy, I got it to prototype, and this was the first exterior prototype. So as you see with this one, I sort of made notes as I went on some of the issues, mainly on the interlocking of the front and the sides and stuff. We had to figure out how the hinges would work, so this was our first effective hinge test. That has worked very nicely, so we used that as our reference to move on to the next prototype. So in this one, we're getting pretty close to the exterior being done. Now you'll notice one of the major differences between these two is we've added these supports here. It's actually held up really well. Like, I've been putting 5 kilo shot bags in here, lifting them, shaking them, and it's held together really well. Mainly because the weight is so evenly dispersed throughout all of the box. Like, you'll notice there are all these interlocking joints hooking on here, latching in, and then the weight is being drawn there. So we're just trying to spread the weight distribution so it's like really evenly put together and super like clever in how it holds. And this is the current working prototype, 0.05, and we're very close. There's just like a few little things, and we're just being super picky basically on making sure things don't catch or graze, just like that rubbing there. And here on the back, for example, it just sort of catches very slightly. We're working so hard to make it all come together just like magic. But it's also pretty complicated to put together, so it's going to take quite a bit of thought to break it up into steps, to package it into parts so that when people get it, they can just go through the steps and it be really approachable, rather than just giving them all the pieces and saying good luck. Now, as you have just gathered from me saying that, this is going to come in kit form if we do this, and then also if we do this is the big if. So that's why I'm doing this prototype thing, and I'm sharing this, but also putting a big asterisk on it. Because the reality is, I don't know if we can or will do this, but I won't know unless I make exactly the thing I would sell to you guys. Then we need to figure out exactly how much it costs, exactly how much materials cost and labor costs and postage costs, and how much it weighs and how big it's going to be, how much for all the components like the screws, and how much it costs to dispose of weight, how long it will take to make one box, and if we need more machines to fabricate more boxes based on demand. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and I've got to answer all of them before I can even think about putting something like this up for sale. But, as you can tell, I'm thinking very long and hard about it because I really want to give it a chance, because a lot of you in the video where I made my box were in love with it. A lot of people said they wanted one or were going to try and make one themselves, and I thought, you know, I could do this. Like, I know so many people part of my community who have different hobbies. I could make the box that isn't just for miniature painters, but it could be for polymer clay sculptors. It could be for people who use soldering iron tool things, or who do like, I don't know, miniature war, like battleship things. One thing that could be customized to cater for all of those things. And there would be a few elements that would be swappable. For example, the paint holder that would go on the side here could be swapped to be for a different size paint holder or for a drawer. If you have lots of little bits and you want more drawers. Yeah, let me give you a tour of what the interior that we've put together looks like so far. So this is where we're at progress-wise on the design as far as what's yet to be cut. But as you can see, it's pretty well put together. Ed, do you want to take it from here and give a little tour of what we've fandangled for the middle bits?
All right, so there's we've made a bit of progress here now that we've figured out exactly how everything is gonna fold up.
Oh my god, that looks so
What
cool.
we've got for the middle bits is our various nice drawers, spaces to be hiding away and putting useful stuff.
Okay, so there are two things left to do for the interior, really. There's a drawer here that's going to slide under there, so you'll be able to keep your little things on there, but actually in that top bit is a shelf, so you'll be able to keep models or tools or whatever it is back there. And then in the front bottom is going to be a tool drawer, but just above that is a shelf for like that. It will fit a magazine or some papers or a cutting mat.
Got a nice spot to put a sort of water pot for when you're painting to dip your brushes in. Two spots here to stand your brushes in when not using as to dry, but this fits a nice pre-existing water pot, and that way when it closes it will hold the water pot in place, presuming you have emptied the water from it.
And it all closes up nicely I mean, you've seen what the actual boxes look like, but yeah, this is very exciting. What do you think about it, Ed?
It's very, very exciting and very fun.
Isn't it?
And I want one.
Well, you will get the first one and we'll put it together in a couple of weeks. This is amazing, dude. I know you're not really on the video screen. Do you have a webcam, Ed?
I do not. You can't buy them.
You look
right
like
now.
a computer. Say bye. Open up a WordPad
Oh,
or something.
No, what's this? Bye.
Oh, look at that, he's waving. Look at his waving his little flappy wing. He's saying goodbye. Everyone say thanks, Ed. Say bye, Ed. Look at him, he's like a penguin. So at the moment we're working on the basis that there are two drawers that would come in the lid. One would be shorter, that you could fit Citadel paints sideways or Vallejo paints laying down like this, and based on the size that we've measured, you'll be able to fit 16 Vallejo paint pots or Army Painter. These are a standard paint size bottle, but in the taller drawer you can fit these Citadel paints upright 5 widthways, and it fits 6 lengthways. So 30 Citadel pots in the larger drawer, and you can actually fit quite a few in the smaller drawer because it will fit them on their side. This was something I wanted to pay extra attention to because one of the responses when I was asking people in the comments of that video where I made my box as to whether you would want one for yourself, so many people said almost, but I have too many paints. So well, basically you've got a shelf here that holds like maybe 18 paints, and then you've got one drawer that holds 30 and another drawer that holds at least 20 Citadel paints. So that's 50 in the drawers, and you can get more drawers. I feel like that's a mic drop moment. Like one box that is a work area can hold up to 80 paints in the default drawers and shelves, a cup holder, a battery holder for if you want to charge your phone or mount a light. It's even going to have like a mobile phone / tablet stand thing, so you can sit your phone there and watch videos while you work or do your thing. It's got a drawer, it's got a shelf. Come on, guys. Are you excited about this? Because I'm pretty bloody excited about this. And I've been working on this for a long time. Like for context, I made my box on the 20th of April, which was my birthday, but I actually made this before I made my box. So I had planned to go through this prototyping process to get to something that might be bringable to a larger audience than one I was making for myself before I even made mine for myself, because I think there's something in this idea. There it is. That's one of the big secrets, and it's one of the reasons why when I've sort of said I was preserving my energy from burning out in content, one of the reasons content was kept lower key is because I was putting a lot of energy on the side to projects like this, and there are some other projects that I'm going to potentially give you some glimpses into later. But this is a big one. And I've shared quite a lot there, and again, I'm going to put another big asterisk next to it because I don't know if I could pull it off. There's a lot that goes into it. It's going to be an expensive process, and I am not willing to make something that I wouldn't stand behind and back 100%, which is why if I did it and if it's achievable, it would be manufactured in-house. And that may not be something that I actually can commit to down the line, but I can't not see if it's possible because it's just the idea excites me so much and I use it so much. Like the primitive version of what this is hoping to be, I already use so much. And the cool thing too is like the whole box is like, when you think about it, completely customizable. The idea is like you can put the exterior together before you build the interior and just paint it or whack it with a base coat and then like decorate it or add some cool stuff to it, and it'll come with like little felt things so you don't scratch your surfaces. It's just like this crate of intense, amazing goodness. Or it could be, I don't know yet. And it's going to take some time to figure out. So don't get your hopes too high soon. It's not going to be coming out anytime this year, but you're going to see the prototypes develop pretty rapidly before we start digging into the trickier stuff to answer. And that will be less contenty because it's going to be much more mathematical. So I'm going to take a question of the day from you guys, but before I do, I want to ask you a couple of questions. One, what do you think of the box? Two, if you got the box, what would it look like? What would your makeup of it be? Is it very close to what you want? Is it missing anything? Has it got everything? How close am I? Because I feel like I'm pretty close. But you're the decider for that. All right, question of the day I'll take from... Oh, Rabbit95 says, why are the vlogs of the videos of the main channel a week or more delayed? Of the main... Oh, the vlogs of the videos of the main channel. Okay, so in the past, like a year or so ago, when I was regularly vlogging, these vlogs came out before the videos I was making when I was vlogging about them. And that meant I had to hide the end result a lot, which is a bit of a bummer. The reason it's different now is twofold. One, I have a much tighter production pipeline, so main channel videos get done sooner because I have two editors that work really hard at it. There's Billy, who's my off-site editor, and then Gareth, who's my on-site editor. But now I have Jeremy, who's a production assistant. He's editing these vlogs, but he's learning to edit at the moment, so if there's a little more time in there. But on top of that, we're also just recording more and spreading it out a little more intentionally. The vlogs span, on average, 2 to 3 days now because I'm just easing up about it and just making it much more organic, which is more comfortable for me, and judging by the resurgence of viewership on the vlog channel is more enjoyable for you guys. So I think I'm just going to keep doing it that way, and it also means I don't have to hide like the end results of artworks, and it also means I can be more open about stuff in general. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. I'm looking forward to your answers to my questions. I hope you enjoyed this first of many little secrets I'll be sharing with you here. And if you're not subscribed to the vlog channel, I mean, this is where you're going to hear stuff first. Like, by the time, if this actually happens, by the time I reveal it, like, you guys will have known for a long time, and it's going to be quite a process to get there. But I'm hoping you guys are going to find it interesting to be a part of that process and seeing it come along. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.